Satnam. Good morning, McCallum Place Yogis. Super excited to share this Kriya today, only because some of you have heard that I have tried to record it before and for some reason my phone stopped recording. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. But yeah, also it is just a really great Kriya, really awesome morning routine. Yeah, just a nice little wake up for the morning. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We're actually going to start standing up and standing here in mountain pose. And while we're here in mountain pose, we are just feeling our feet planted into the ground, feeling the strength, the power of our legs, holding ourselves up, feeling our spine reaching up through the top of the head. And our hands are in prayer mudra, connecting to the heart center. Taking a moment here just to notice what you notice. Notice any sounds entering into your awareness, noticing any physical sensations, if you're feeling warm or cold. Noticing the points of contact between your feet and your mat. And we're going to inhale the arms up overhead, filling that space between your hands with a beautiful light. And exhale, release your hands, draw that light around you, and coming back to your heart. Prayer mudra, mountain pose, inhaling up, exhale, release, and draw that light, and continue that movement, connecting to that heart center, inhaling up, exhale, release, connecting to the heart, bringing that energy, that light of your heart space, bringing it up and drawing it around you. Connecting to the heart, inhaling up. And with this next inhale, let's do a slight back bend as you lift the chin, turning your gaze to focus up past the fingertips. Slight back bend as you reach up to the ceiling. One more time, inhaling up and release back into that heart center. We're going to step back into warrior. So that front knee is just above the front ankle. That back foot is turned outward so that the outside of the foot is parallel to the back of your mat. And we're going to continue that movement. Inhaling up, exhale, release. Back to the heart here in warrior, inhaling up, exhale, release. Once more, inhaling up and exhale. Back to the heart. Let's plant that arrow in front of us and pull back the bow into archer. So continuing here with that front knee above the front ankle. We're focusing forward. Our shoulders are pulled away from the ears. The chin is up. Our eye gaze is focused to the arrow in front of us, but our heart is pointing in the same direction as these back toes. And checking in with your bow, making sure that bow is pulled back, that elbow is pulled all the way back, noticing if it's coming down to your body, and you just want to lift it back up. So you want this line in your arms to be relatively parallel to the mat. And let's go ahead and drop that arrow. We're going to rest this left elbow on the left knee as we reach over with that right hand. So you're getting a nice stretch in that right side body. And then straightening out this front leg as we reach up with the left hand up to that space above us. And then back over into that right side body stretch, and continue that movement. Inhaling up as you straighten out that front leg. Turn your gaze to face up past those fingertips. And then bringing that front knee back over the front ankle as you rest that left elbow on your left knee and reach over with that right arm. And one more time. This time we're going to reach all the way over, cartwheeling down, bringing both hands to either side of this front left ankle or this left foot, lifting up that back right heel. So we're in this low lunge, rolling shoulder blades away from the ears. We're reaching out through the top of the head. That front left knee is still above the front ankle. We're going to drop this back right knee. Coming into that runner's lunge, let's flatten out that right foot. Bringing hands to the heart. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, release back to the heart. That same motion. We're inhaling that heart energy up overhead, drawing that light around us and connecting back to the heart once more in this prayer mudra. Inhaling up, exhale, release. Connecting to the heart, inhaling up. And on this next exhale, we're going to release, bringing the hands back to the mat and walking back so that we're sitting back on this right heel. Now that front left leg is outstretched. The feet, the toes are pointing up to the ceiling. So we're getting a nice stretch behind this back, this front left leg. You guys are welcome to stay here if you would like. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can bring your hands forward, okay, pulling those toes back towards the forehead. So you're kind of in this runner's lunge. You can even bring your forehead down closer to the knee, that front left knee. Just taking a few long, deep breaths here. Remember, with this stretch, it will look different for everybody because everybody is different. I just saw a shirt recently on a patient at McAllen Place that said all bodies are good bodies. So even though this body or this posture will look different for everybody, and everybody is different, all of our bodies are good bodies. Inhale, and on that exhale, come rolling up. We're gonna walk forward once more, bringing this front left foot back to meet the right, so we're in tabletop. And begin that cat-cow. Inhaling the tailbone up to the ceiling as you drop the back and lift the chin. exhale, squeezing all that old air out as you arch the back, bringing the chin to the heart. Continue that movement. And remember here in cat-cow, the shoulders are above the hands. The hips are above the knees. And the feet are either flat on the mat, or if you want a deeper stretch in the toes and the soles of the feet, you can tuck the toes underneath the feet. But continuing that movement, inhaling the tailbone up as you drop the back and lift the chin, and then squeezing all that old air out as you bring the tailbone towards the belly button and arch the back. Chin comes to the heart. We're leading this movement with the tailbone. And remember, if you feel like you have a little more movement available, you can always pick up the pace. Really waking up that spine. One more time. Let's inhale up. Long, deep breath. Chin up, face forward. Exhale, arching that back. Inhale into that neutral tabletop. And let's flatten out the toes as we come sitting back into child's pose. Stretching your arms along the floor above your head, sitting back on your heels, bringing your forehead to the mat. Here in child's pose, let's begin swaying the hips from left to right. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Just imagining you got that long tail stretching from the bottom tip of your spine out through your tailbone. And you're just swaying that tail from left to right, from one corner of the room to the other. One more time, coming to stillness at center. Let's look forward to that space between the thumbs and then we're going to move forward into cobra, rolling the shoulder blades away from the ears, bringing wrists under the shoulders. The hips are reaching for the floor. The chin is up, face is forward. Back into tabletop as you sit back into child's pose. And continuing that movement, looking up to where you are planning to go before you move forward into cobra. Shoulders fold away from the ears, coming back into tabletop before you sit back into child's pose. Inhaling up, looking at that space, moving forward. Hips are reaching for the floor, chin is up, face is forward, back into tabletop, down into child's pose. Looking up at that space, moving forward into cobra, rolling shoulder blades away from the ears. You know, always check in with your posture, bringing your legs closer together as your hips are reaching down. Before coming back into tabletop and back down into child's pose. Once more, looking forward, moving forward. Shoulders fold away from the ears, chin up, face forward, Before we come into tabletop, let's go ahead and tap the tops of the feet. Activating that central nervous system. One more time. Coming to stillness, let's come on up into tabletop and back into child's pose. Here in child's pose, we're going to bring one arm up overhead, and we're going to thread it under the torso. You can circle your wrists and wiggle the fingers just to release any pressure that may have been built up during that cat, cow, and cobra. And then making sure that you do the same thing on the opposite side, bringing that opposite arm up, threading it under, and circling the wrist, wiggling the fingers. And then we're turning that left arm back to the mat, looking forward once more. We're going to move into Cobra once again. Doing some neck rolls. So we're going to inhale the left ear over to the left shoulder as we bring the chin down to the heart. Bringing that right ear over to the right shoulder and back over to the left. Doing just a few of these neck rolls in this direction. And then switching directions. And then coming on up into tabletop, bringing your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders, tucking your toes, splaying your fingers so that middle finger is pointing up to the top of the mat. And then we're going to push the hips up into down dog. Here in down dog, your heels are reaching for the mat. You can pedal your heels or pedal your knees if you'd like. All right, one more time. And let's walk our hands back to our feet. And very gently, very slowly, rolling back up into mountain pose. Okay. So we're back in that mountain pose. And this time we're going to draw that light around us, but drawing in reverse circle. So this is our inhale, and then we're going to release our hands and draw the hands up overhead and back to the heart. Release, draw that light around you and back to the heart. Continuing that movement. Back to that heart, connecting to the heart center, releasing the arms, draw that light around you and back to the heart center. One more time, let's inhale up, slight back bend as you look up past your fingertips, down to the heart. And now let's step back with our left leg, right? So we're gonna do that same flow, but on the opposite side. So I started off with the flow. I stepped back with my right leg the first time. So now I'm stepping back with my left leg, coming into warrior. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and face the opposite direction so that you're not looking at my butt the whole time. So, my right foot is forward, that right knee is over the right ankle, so we're drawing that straight line from the right knee down to that right ankle. That back heel, or that back foot is turned out. So the outside of that back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And so we're in this warrior. We're going to continue that movement. Inhaling the arms up overhead and down to the heart. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhale down to the heart. One more time. Inhaling up and bringing it down to the heart. Let's plant that arrow so we're looking forward, and then pulling back the bow into archer. Shoulders pulled away from the ears. The arms are parallel to the mat. We're focusing on our arrow ahead of us, but our heart is turned out, facing in the same direction as those back toes. Keeping that heart open, checking in with that bow, making sure that your arm, your hand is tucked into your armpit. That back arm is parallel to the mat. Notice if you're dropping it down to your body, you want to pick it back up. Shoulders are pulled away from the ears. Chin is up, faces forward. We're focusing on that arrow. And then let's go ahead and drop it. We're going to rest this right knee on that right elbow on the right knee as we reach over with the left arm. Coming into a nice stretch in that left side body. And then straightening out that right leg as we reach up with the right arm. And continuing that movement. Inhaling up. Exhale, stretching over with that left side. Inhaling up. And exhaling, stretching on over. One more time, let's inhale up. And on that next exhale, cartwheeling all the way down so that both hands are on either side of that front right foot. We're lifting up that back left heel. So you're coming into this low lunge, checking in with your shoulders. Make sure they're rolled away from the ears. Reaching out through the top of the head. And let's go ahead and drop that left knee. Bringing hands to the knees, and then hands to the heart. Inhaling the arms up overhead, bringing it down to the heart center. Continue that movement. Inhaling up, bringing that down, back to the heart. Inhaling up, back down to that heart center. And let's go ahead and drop the hands once more. We're going to walk our hands back. So we're sitting back on that left heel. That right leg is stretched out in front of us. Those right toes are pointing up to the ceiling. Again, you're welcome to stay here if you'd like, or you can move forward, just getting a nice deep stretch in that right leg. Behind the right leg, you can even bring your forehead down to that right knee.
Just taking a few long, deep breaths here. Inhale. And on that exhale, come rolling up. And we are going to come sitting back on that right heel, swinging that left leg around, coming into that bound ankle pose. So the soles of the feet are together. Hands, we're holding on to toes, ankles, shins, whatever feels good for you. We're elongating up through the top of the head. The knees are reaching down for the floor. We're inhaling the heart forward as the elbows come towards the torso. Exhale, straightening out. Excuse me, the arms as we bring the chin to the heart. Continue that movement. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. One more time. Let's inhale up. And exhale, release the legs, shake them out. I'm gonna check the time real quick. Awesome. Oh, we're running great on time and the video is still running, so, you know, progress, not perfection. Let's shake that all out. All right. And we can go ahead and flex and point the feet. Here we go. Draw some circles with the toes in one direction and then the other. And then we're gonna come back into we're gonna come into easy pose. We haven't been in easy pose yet. So we're here in easy pose. We're gonna bring hands to the knees and begin our Sufi grinds. Inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. So chin is up, face is forward. We're elongating up through the top of the head. And just drawing these circles with the torso around the hips. Going in one direction. Inhaling forward. And exhaling as we round back. It's a nice way to kind of ground our energy. We did a lot of work way up here. So now we're just letting it float on down. One more time. Let's inhale up. Hold that breath up your spine. Exhale, release, continue that same movement in the opposite direction. Center. Exhale, release. All right. Turning palms over so they're facing up to the ceiling. Taking a moment to just listen to the noises around you. To notice any physical sensations. Sensations within your body and outside of your body. We'll bring hands to the heart. taking a moment to think of 3 things that you can be grateful for today. I'm grateful to share this wisdom, this ancient wisdom that has brought so much peace and healing in my life. Grateful to share that with others. Grateful for all of you for practicing with me and yogaing with me. And grateful for one step at a time in progress, not perfection. And let's close our practice with Sat Nam. Sat Nam. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Peace to all, light to all, and love to all of you. Sat Nam.